As a speaker, the messages your body sends can either help or hurt the messages your words convey. Right? So that means in communication, your body language is actually very important. Right? But that being said, let me be clear. I'm completely opposed to the idea that is all body language, right? You hear people make careless statements like, oh, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I even came across one that I found very ridiculous, right? That said 95% of all communications is body language and what you do with your body. And it begs the question, breathing in and breathing out, which is more important? They are both equally important, right? It's almost like putting a percentage to breathing in and breathing out. Like you going, oh, breathing in is 55%, breathing out is 45%. They are both equally important, and it's the same for speaking. Your words and your body language are both equally important. There's no dichotomy, right? Because without body language, your words coming out of your mouth can fall flat, right? And on the flip side as well, let's say you're French, right? And you're trying to deliver a sales presentation to someone who's Spanish. Even with the right body language, there will be no exchange of value because of language barrier. And because what is coming out of your mouth is not making sense to the person receiving your words. Right? So your words are important, and how you say it, your body language is equally as important, right? There's no dichotomy. Right? So that being said, body language is actually very important in speaking, right? As a matter of fact, to be effective in communication, you must be in command of your overall body language, right? So I want to share some tips on the 4 major aspects of body language that will help you master your movements and your body, right? Okay. So first, your hand gestures, right? And what they do is they actually help you emphasize the point and captivate audience attention, right? So your hand gestures, when done properly with intent and not just randomly, when done properly, they help you come across as more credible and competent, right? So your hand gestures. And a good way to master your hand gestures is actually to prepare before you talk, right? Because during the process of preparation, what happens is you get a better sense of the right hand gestures that will help emphasize your point during the course of your talk. So preparation is key to master your hand gestures. Then number 2, eye contact, right? Opposed to scanning and looking over your audience, make eye contact with them, right? And a wrong way to do this is trying to look at all of them at the same time, right? Do this instead, right? Look at one person in the audience, speak to them, finish a sentence and a thought, move over to somebody else, look at them, finish a sentence and a thought, and continue like that. That way you make your audience feel connected to you and included, rather than trying to look at all of them at the same time. No, that's the wrong thing to do. So for eye contact, very key, look at one person per time instead of looking at everybody at the same time. Then number 3 is your posture, right? And the secret to this is calm nerves. Your nerves you have to be calm, right? One way to ensure that you're calm during your talk is actually to make sure you prepare, right? Because nervous tics and inconsistent movements will not only drain your energy, they have a way of drifting the attention of the audience from your intended message, right? So you must be calm, right? No nervous movements like rubbing your hands, randomly adjusting your glasses, right, should be avoided, right? Then finally, facial expressions, right? You can't be trying to tell a joke and your facial expression is blank, right? There's nothing that gets an audience more than when your facial expression shows the emotion you're trying to convey with your words, right? So walk your audiences through the emotion of your talk with your facial expressions, right? So the 4 aspects of overall body language: your hand gestures, your facial expression, your posture, and eye contact. Cheers.